Hi everybody. Oh, I'm so excited. I'm so excited because we're gonna start sewing together every day. Yeah. Well, we're gonna come together every day here in the sewing room. So welcome to 1/4 Inch Seam and welcome to my sewing room. I'm so excited that you're here, and we're gonna kick it off with a question that I get asked a bunch, and I've gotten a bunch of comments about this before. And before I forget, don't forget to like, subscribe. Gotta subscribe to the channel. Gotta come with us every day. And share if you know somebody else who wants to come and just pull up a chair and, you know, grab something to drink and either pull up a project or start a new project or do a quick project. We're gonna do a bunch of quick projects in the course of every day here together. So we'll see how it goes. But today I wanted to answer a question or a comment that I get a bunch, and that is like and then I also need your help on something, which is my sewing machine. Okay, so somehow I'm gonna figure out how to do this really gently here. So I have, and I'm sorry I'm so nasally, but my allergies are killing me. Oh my goodness, this year has been brutal. I don't know why I don't know why I have you so close to me. It's better. Okay, it's been brutal this year. I've never had allergies so bad, so I sound awful and all stuffed up, and I kind of am. So anyway, so my sewing machine, I get asked this a lot because people are like, well, you know, I'm just a beginner or I've just started sewing, so I thought I would tell you a little bit about my sewing machine, and so we'll kind of start there. So I have the Baby Lock, and this is the Crescendo. Oops. The Crescendo. And I'm going to put you right here, and then we'll do a few things and you can see kind of, you know, some different things about the machine and some different things that I really like, and maybe I'll even figure out how to turn this machine around, the camera around so you can see it properly. So this is my rag quilt project that we're gonna finish this week, and I discovered something the other day, and I wonder if you guys see it as well. So I'm gonna hold up these two squares. There's just slightly, the butterflies are just slightly different, and now I don't know what to do because I only need like 4 squares of this butterfly, and this was the original, and I can't find the original, which tells you how long I've had it, and so I have a feeling that it's just slightly different, but I don't know. I'm not sure exactly what to do. I don't know. Anyway, so we got to figure that out. Okay. So, first off, let's see if I can oh, it's not gonna let me. I guess you can't turn it around. Okay. All right. So, this is, oops. Let's do this. Let's do like this. There we go. So this is the panel. So when you turn the panel on, this is the main menu. And there's a couple things that I really love about this machine. So if you're looking at Baby Lock or if you're looking for a sewing machine, here's some things that I think are really valuable to a beginner if it's something that fits your budget. Now, for those of you that know me outside of this channel, you know that I am the type of person that is, I very much believe that you should get something so that you can start, right? It may not be your dream sewing machine, it may not be your forever sewing machine, but I think that you should have something and start. And I feel that way passionately in most of my life, even if it's not the ideal, whatever it is, machine, cooking utensil, car, job, whatever it is. I think that if it's something that you will start as opposed to delaying it until everything's perfect, I think you should start with imperfection, then delay for, you know, the perfect whatever to come along. So that's my motto. And so this machine, we got really lucky because a woman who was a quilter, like a very experienced quilter, wanted a machine. She wanted really the next machine up. She wanted something that would allow her to do a lot of like embroidery and more advanced quilting things. And she was already kind of past what this machine, she wanted to go into embroidery, I think is the bottom line. Whatever. And this machine doesn't do that. Okay, so that's the only disclaimer. It does a lot of fancy stitches, but it doesn't do like, you can't put a design, it's just not designed to do like actual embroidery, if that makes sense. Anyway, so she had really put like very few hours on this machine. She had hardly used it at all, but she had bought all of the attachments, all the quilting, quilting feet, she had bought a special walking foot, a bunch of needles, a bunch of stuff to go with this machine, and then ended up trading it in back to the company where we bought it in California, and it had only been there for like, I don't know, like a week or so, and before we saw it and bought it. Well, before my darling Steve saw it and bought it for me. Because I would have started with like a $50 machine from Amazon, because I just wanted to start sewing. And his point was, we were in a position to be able to do this machine because, you know, they were selling it was still technically a used machine. Anyway, so it had a lot of bells and whistles and things that I wasn't necessarily ready for, but they were already here, so it was kind of a win-win. Okay, so all right, here are some things that I love about this machine, and this is kind of, I think, with all machines, but if you're going to do quilts, or if you're going to do, you know, rag quilts or blankets or that kind of thing, obviously you want a table extension. So this table extension comes, it's hard to do with one hand, but it slides off. Okay, so that's so that if you're doing stuff that's going to be smaller pieces, or if you're doing like clothing or sleeves or stuff there you don't want the space, you need to be able to get to the arm, then you can take the table off. It has a wider throat, so this is the throat. It has a wider throat than most sewing machines, and that's because it was really designed for quilting. Because if you're going to do machine quilting, you know, on your sewing machine, not like on a long arm quilting machine, you want to be able to have room to get all the bulk of or as much bulk as you can into the throat here. Okay, so that's with the table on. Okay, and then it has feet, and I probably screwed the feet up a little bit there. Another level. Okay, so it has, which at the time seemed a little bit more, I don't know if rare is the right word, but not as many machines had it, but it has an automatic needle threader. So when you pull the thread through to thread the machine, to thread the needle, you don't actually put it through the needle, you just put it through the hook and go through the last line here, and then press that button and it automatically threads the needle. And then you just pull your tail through a little bit and start sewing. So that was really cool for me because my eyes are going steadily bad. Now, something that I really, really love about this machine, and I think I've mentioned it before to everybody, is this. And it's this little laser. Okay, so you press that little button and the laser comes on. And I hope you can see it there. Can you see the laser right here? Okay, so the great thing about the laser on the machine, the little laser line, is it helps you to sew a straight line. And so it helps you to sew a straight line, or it helps you to know where your needle is going. Especially if you haven't drawn like sew lines. I'll give you an example. So on this rag quilt that I'm doing, so I'll just do a couple of these pieces while we're chatting. I'm into Downton Abbey right now, and I'll tell you why. I told Steve today. I'll tell you why I've been watching the Downton Abbey show. Sometimes I get tired of the mindless, like, not necessarily like videos, but just the really quick stuff. I don't have TikTok. I don't. But you know, sometimes that the quickie stuff about social media, you know, where you're just like scroll. And so I've taken to kind of trying to limit some of my time on the mindless scroll in the evening, and go back and watch stuff that I really enjoy. And so I've been watching Downton Abbey, the show, not the movies. Okay, so lift up. Whoops, I'm gonna get my thing in here first. Hold on. So, like right now, the laser is down. So I have a line right now that is showing me where it's gonna stitch. And so the beauty to that is as long as you're not going too fast, like you can subtly adjust and you can know whether or not you're gonna be way far off, or if you're gonna be pretty accurate if you're doing like half square triangles, or you're doing something like this where you're you know, just stitching a diagonal line. Oops, somehow I sewed the tail in there. Okay, so I loved the laser aspect of it. That was a huge, for me, that was a huge selling point for me with this machine, was the laser. And I will also tell you this, when I'm like machine quilting a quilt, which obviously I don't do very often, you know, when I'm quilting, you know, quilting a piece, I like to be able to kind of see where things are going, or like if you're sewing on binding, it's awesome if you're sewing on binding, because you can really see where the line is. If you're sewing really close to the edge of something, it's great because you can see how close to the edge you are without going, you know, off. But like this one, this came out pretty, I mean, that's pretty straight, right? And it takes a little bit of the thought process out especially if you're doing a lot of pieces. Here's the other thing now there's a lot of aspects to this machine that I've not gotten into yet, a lot. And I've had the machine for years now. 5 years, 5 years, something like that. Lots of different decorative stitches, you can do character stitches, you can do some like monogramming type stuff, you know, small stuff. You can import some designs in. It's got more utility stitches, like basic stitches, than I'll ever use. And yet at the same time, even with all that, with all those bells and whistles, it also has a pen function. So I have the pen in here. Hang on one second. Let me see if I can find it really fast. Let's see if the pen is right here. Okay, so the pen. You can, there's an icon here, pen, right? And Touch the guideline. There's all kinds of stuff that you can do. And I forget, touch the ending point using the sensor. It's gonna sound embarrassing, but I don't remember all the things that you can do with the pen. You can basically like tell it where you want it to sew. Like I could put this down, and I haven't used the pen function a lot. I used it when I first got the machine, but then, you know, like the sales lady had mentioned to me when we actually bought the machine, you know, you're gonna end up using the same few stitches and the same few functions, unless you really start doing some really, really creative stuff. And I haven't. I haven't. Blankets and place pads. But the great thing, touch the needle position. That's right. Touch the needle position with the sensor pen. Touch the needle position. I should be talking. I'm trying to figure out the pen. Okay, I'm gonna have to learn, I'm gonna have to read the manual a little bit on the pen. But the pen is very cool. It allows you to kind of dictate where the machine's gonna sew. Like you can pick certain points where it'll sew, you know, in different positions, and you use it all with this pen. But there's a bunch of stuff that you can do with the pen, and I don't remember all the things that you can do with the pen, but there's the pen. And it was an add-on function. Yeah, so there's that. What else do I love about this machine? So like, it's got extra, she actually, the original lady that had the machine, there was also a bunch of extras that she had added on to the machine. Extra plates and all kinds of stuff. Anyway, I was the benefactor of the fact that she changed her mind. But I will say this, if you are looking for a machine that is really very user-friendly, you know, I looked at a bunch of, we went and looked at a bunch of different machines. Once Steve kind of realized that I really wanted a machine, he's a researcher. He likes to, you know, look at different models, look at different options, you know, research. And I'm really, really thankful that he did that, because buying something at the super, super kind of bottom rung really wasn't the best option, especially for what I wanted to do. And because I had some experience in sewing, I kind of had some of the basic concepts of it. And so starting on in the Baby Lock family, I fell in love with the Baby Lock family relatively quickly. I just didn't know what machine I wanted, and this happened to be kind of a blessing that fell in our lap. But I think that the Baby Lock line, especially for quilters, I think is, now everybody's gonna have a different opinion, so I hope you have a different opinion about your machine. I'm sure you love your machine. But if you're new and you're looking for a machine, I think that Baby Locks are fantastic. This machine has been so unbelievably reliable. I've never had any issues with it. I've never had an issue with it. I've never had anything that wasn't like a user error. So, you know, you can speed the machine up and slow the machine down really easily. The basic functions like, you know, lifting the needle foot, cutting, you know, there's a lot of things that don't require you to go into this really extensive menu. And some machines I found, like in order to do almost anything, you had to go into a really extensive menu, and this didn't have that. So I was really, really happy with that. Sorry, I think the needle's not, yeah, it's not threaded. The bobbin function, the bobbin threader, you know, it's got an automatic bobbin threader up here, which I really love, super easy to use. Bobbin threader. So this one's almost empty. This spool's almost empty, but you just thread the needle through the thread through there, and I sometimes keep one up here, sometimes I don't. And then set your bobbin on here, your empty bobbin on here, and then once you close this and lock the bobbin on, it brings up the bobbin menu. So like stuff like that I just found was really, really user friendly about Baby Lock. If you want to slow the machine down, I'll give you an idea here. Let's do this. Pull the thread back through. Okay. Put the foot down. Let's see if I can do this since I'm not sitting directly in front of the machine. So you know, slowing the machine down. So now I'm pressing all the way down on my presser foot, and it's not going to go any faster than that, right? Or you can speed it up. This is middle, and I love that speed because I feel like my stuff won't get away from me. It won't start puckering. But you can also speed it up. Oh no! Look what's happened. It's way off. Okay, back to middle of the road there, and we'll just take that out while we're talking. Okay, so those are the really, really basics of my Baby Lock machine. Again, it's the Crescendo. I love it. I think that one thing that I'll say over and over and over and over and over again is just it's very user friendly. If you're somewhat intimidated, even this, which is somewhat of an advanced machine in terms of the quilting and some of the functions that it has, if you're relatively new, it's still really, really user friendly. So I love my Baby Lock machine. The only other thing that I would have is probably a long arm. And why? Just because we think they're cool, and I get quite intimidated once I get to the end of a project. Like I've got two right now, where I don't really want to send them off to a long armor, you know, somebody else to quilt them. I'd love to do them myself, but I make do on my machine. Like I make do doing them on here. I've done, I don't know, half a dozen, maybe 7 quilts where I've actually put it on the machine and actually quilted it. And I think that's what a lot of women do, or a lot of people. I shouldn't say women, men who quilt too. But that's my opinion. I think that you can get really, you would have this machine. I don't anticipate that I would ever get necessarily another sewing machine. I really don't. I really, really don't. And so from that aspect, I was definitely glad that we made the investment in this, because what I didn't necessarily want to do was buy something that I was going to have to replace, you know, 6 months into getting it for any number of reasons. Like there was a machine issue, or, you know, because if you buy something that's too cheap, you risk having those types of problems. And I didn't want to have those types of problems. So, and I didn't want to necessarily, this gave me the ability to buy something that was really good quality and probably not outgrow it. You know what I mean? As I got better with what I was doing. So, okay, took this out. There you are. Okay, so what are you sewing? What are you working on? Did you have a good weekend? Did you have a good day? What's going on? I had a crazy busy week last week, and I'm so excited to start spending an hour. I should keep my eye on my sewing. Okay, we did it straight that time. So I have a feeling, my bobbin's almost out. I have a feeling I know what most of you are going to say about the fact that these are just slightly off. I don't know. I don't know if I've done 4. I guess what I could do is I could do 4 of them and put them in the corners. I don't know, I'm gonna have to lay this one out. So maybe tomorrow I will lay this out with you guys. I want to start sewing the pieces together so that I can start snipping them. I'm so excited to get this one done. It's gonna be cute. It's cute butterfly rag quilt. And then this week we're gonna start a bunch of projects. We'll be back every day, and yeah, it's gonna be a fantastic ride. I'm so excited that you're here. I'm so excited to sew with you every day. So remember, take one bit of time for yourself every day and come into your sewing room. This week, I'm also going to give you a little tour of the sewing room and show you a little bit about just kind of how my sewing room is laid out and my tables and that kind of thing, because I've gotten some questions on that in my layout board. So we'll do that one day. And then I've got some short projects I want to do. And so we're going to do some of those this week, and it's just going to be, it's just going to be fun. Got a lot of stuff planned, and I'm so excited that you're here. So grab a cup of something, grab something to work on, or just pull up a chair, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. I know, can you believe it? It's already here. Okay, I'm so glad you're along for the ride. Love you guys. See you tomorrow. Bye.